Hello there, Ray here, and the latest Snapshot 18w09a has just came out, and with it has provided some new underwater terrain, including these underwater runes, as well as new blocks, which are these coral you see behind me. They added these new underwater runes to the snapshot, and you can see they are in many different shapes. Here we got one that kind of looks like a broken structure. This one looks more like you would see maybe part of a village. And here's another one that kind of reminds me of like a village hut. And here's one that's just like an archway that's completely broken down. Really cool. And inside these runes, you can find chests. So let's go over here to this one here. You can easily see a chest here. And inside this chest, you can have quite a bit of different loot. Will be able to find like enchanted rods and stuff. But the coolest thing about this is that inside of every single structure, there seems to be a hidden chest. So if we go underneath the ground and look upwards, we see this chest here is hidden. Another chest over here that is hidden from above. And even under this crazy looking temple, this kind of reminds me of like the ocean monuments. But underneath of it, yep, you can see that there is a chest right there that's hidden. Pretty much every structure has a chest that's hidden or is visible. So both these structures also have a chest they're hidden. And if we just break this block, we can see what's inside of it. Yeah, once in a while they have like a enchanted fishing rod and some other stuff. They also changed it so that there is no longer like air bubbles sitting around the chest, and you can see there is water around it. If you press F3 and look at it, see it says it is a chest, facing west. The type is a single, but down below it says it's Minecraft water hacked, and this allows the water to appear to be all the way around it. And it looks a lot nicer underneath the water. I went ahead and I broke all the chests in the area that were underneath of these runes, and this is all the different stuff that I got out of it. So I even got a emerald piece, as well as you see some nice rods. Most of them have mending on them. Oh, there's one that has Curse of Vanishing. So I guess it can have some negative enchantments as well. But that's really cool. Now, another thing to note about these runes is that typically there is two different types so far in the game. There is more of like a warm biome one as well as a cold biome one. So this one here is a cold biome, and that is because it has stone. I'll show you the other one, which has sandstone. But this one must have started generation over here in the cold biome, and then it continued and it crossed the different types of biomes, and it crossed over here into a warm biome. But it continued to place down cold biome type of uh, runes. As you can see, these are all the cold with the bricks as well as there, and you can see this one here kind of spreads over into the warm biome. You can also see that these runes will produce these magma blocks as well as a whole bunch of other types of blocks such as like the polished granite and the different types of stone and even the mossy stone. And I even seen over here, even produced one of these sea lanterns, which is kind of neat. So it really does give the feel of being ruins with a lot of different types of blocks being inside of it. So besides adding underwater runes into the snapshot, they also introduced coral, which will someday also generate, but currently you can only get it in the creative menu. And you can see all the different colors here. We've got yellow, we got red, purple, pink, and blue coral. And this last one here is dead coral. So pretty much what happens is if the coral does not touch a block of water, then it will die pretty much instantly. But I really like these colors here, and it looks really cool, brings out a lot of texture. Even like the dead coral has a lot of texture. Let's head over to a piece of land and see how these coral act when you place them. We're just going to show you that they will die instantly. So if I place down a purple one, you can see it instantly just dies. It becomes a dead one. But if I place it by a water source, so if you place it here, you can see it's alive. Place it on ice, it dies. But if you place it like above this water source, it's able to be wet and pick up the water from here and keep it alive. So that's pretty much how coral works. So I'm guessing if you want to use it in your like decorative, you'll want to make sure to put some water beside it. That way it doesn't die off. Here's the underwater temple that generate in the warm biomes. They are made of sandstone, so these type of temples can either generate in warm, lukewarm, or deep lukewarm biomes that are ocean. And the cold ones, such as the stone one that I showed before, would generate in the cold or frozen ocean, as well as the normal ocean. So this one here, it has just generated by itself. There's only one rune, and it comes with a chest, and it also comes with a magma block, as you see over here. So let's take a look at what's inside this chest. Pretty much the similar stuff as we've seen before. So they said there is still one more item that is really special that they're going to add to the loot tables of these underwater runes. So be sure to stay tuned for that. Here's a bunch of underwater runes that kind of make up this collection here. There's quite a few here, but this one, there's quite a few different runes that weren't in the last one. Here we can see some dark oak plank as well as I think it's spruce. Yep, some spruce logs inside of this one. This rune here is quite big, almost looks like an old house that is only left down to its foundation. Here we have another little hut, kind of similar as before. It reminds me of like the huts that are in the village, but a little bit different. This one has some more dark oak planks as well as chest. And over here we got one that has a lot of the mossy stone as well as the sea lantern in it. Another chest in here. I've seen one more over here that looked a little bit different. That one looks like a repeat. That one looks a little bit strange. What's this over here? This one looks more like the hut type. And this one has a mango block beside it. This looks like the entrance one. And this one also had obsidian beside it. I see another one that had obsidian, this one here. Here's another entrance one that also has obsidian in front of it, which I'm not sure if that was lava at one time or is really supposed to have obsidian, but it does add some more features to these runes. This one rune here is a bit different. It actually has two chests. You can see there's a chest that's visible, and there's also a chest that's hidden down here that we can't really access until we break that block. But this one here has a leather tunic, which I haven't seen before, so I'm just going to break these two. I went ahead and broke all the other chests in this whole group of runes, and you can see pretty similar loot as we've seen in the last one. Got the fishing rods with different enchantments on them, got a couple emeralds, but yeah, I think the tunic is something I haven't seen before. In this structure here of the runes, we have a chest, and there's another unique item, which is a gold helmet. Kind of strange about this generation of this temple, it cut right through this kelp that was growing here. Kelp was probably started down here. As you can see, it broke this one piece off, and this runes generated right through the kelp. That means that the kelp was placed down first, and then the underwater runes was placed in next. Here you can see the game clipped away part of the ocean floor trying to generate a cave in here, and it left this one solo piece of sand that's floating, which is kind of cool. Here I found a solo rune, and you can see that we have some of these light blue terracotta blocks inside of it, which really bring out the color. It kind of reminds me of a desert temple, and this one also has a chest that's hidden, so another fishing rod that has bending on it. Here's another underwater rune that I haven't seen before. This one's quite big. You can see it kind of has an entrance over here, and even has some of this glazed terracotta. And then it kind of goes around here and goes into this kind of big dome room with this sea lamp at the very top. And this one has a chest as well. This one has a golden apple inside it. So this is kind of a more of a bigger structure, and this one also has some few smaller structures around it. Here we have one of the kelps that was generated right on top of a chest, which I can't even open this chest up. That is strange. Maybe if I get inside of it, I can open it up. No, I can't open it. So if there's kelp on top of your chest, you can't open it. Huh. Well, see if I can update that kelp. I guess breaker blocks beside the kelp doesn't update it at all. That is quite unusual. But yeah, once you get the kelp removed, then you can open up the chest. So here's a decent sized underwater ruins that is in one of the warm biomes. We can see quite a few new structures that I haven't seen before. This one here is the biggest one. It's kind of like this archway. It reminds me of the Ocean Monument archway, except it's made out of sandstone. I suppose there is a chest. Yep, there's one chest hidden underneath here. So let's break the sand and see what's inside the chest. Pretty much similar stuff as we've seen before. There's some other structures around here, like these ones that have granite in them. These are almost completely formed. There's like not too many pieces that are broken off these to make them look like runes. So here I found a set of runes right beside this ocean monument, and this is a new set that I haven't seen before. It's kind of a watchtower with a smaller building beside it. It has this polished granite around the outside, and where's the door? Right here. To go inside, it has bricks. So I think this is the first time that bricks actually generated naturally in the game, which is pretty crazy. And then the other structure right beside it is, like I said, the watchtower looking one. And here's the entrance right here. Go inside and check it out. Yeah, it also has bricks in the floor, and it has a chest. And let's see what's inside the chest. Emeralds. So it seems like the bigger structures have a little bit better loot. Got some stairs going up to the top, and here's kind of like the lookout area. This structure here has a single block of prismarine sitting on it, and I don't see any more. So right beside this temple, I was just looking in the ground, and I noticed that there is a chest down here, and this is actually one of the underground runes that they talked about. So let's see if we can excavate this one. It's kind of cut into this ravine here, and they talked about it, but this is the first one I've ever seen in the game. Looks pretty crazy. I think it'd be cool to come across this, sort of like the bones in the game, and being able to excavate it. I'm really curious at where the door is, the structure, and obviously the inside of the structure is also filled in with blocks. That's why we couldn't see anything but the chest. Obviously, chests being smaller than normal blocks. Oh, here's a door. So chests not being a full block, it's capable of being seen underwater or underground. You have like an X-ray. So yeah, we'll excavate this whole area. That looks like about the size of it. Not too big, but yeah, it must be one of the little structures. Let's check what's out inside this chest. Not too much at all. They removed the ability for phantoms to spawn in the end dimension, and I believe they did this because there wasn't an easy way for players to avoid them. Because typically you would sleep in a bed, and you can't sleep in a bed in the end dimension, because if you do, then the bed will blow up. Phantoms can still spawn in the overworld, but now they have it so that phantoms will despawn in the daytime. Although it's kind of strange because phantoms could always despawn, but now you can see they can easily despawn even though they are within the range that normally mobs would not be able to despawn. Underwater runes with loot inside of them, as well as colorful coral blocks. So if you found this interesting, show me the like. If you'd like to see more future Snapshot reviews, subscribe, and don't forget to comment. Bye bye!